I watched a Ruben Sim video recently talking about the new guidelines for wanting your Roblox game to enter the Chinese market, and an idea popped in my head that I wanted to look at some of the games that we already have here on Roblox and see if they're up to their very interesting checklist, very interesting submissions. And there's a lot of categories that we can do, and the one I've chosen to look over, not all of them, but some, is the popular, since it is well, I mean, it is popular. There's a lot of people in these games, so I will go through some of them and see if they're up to code. Let's begin. Up first, we have Adopt Me. Now, I'm not a big fan of this game. I would say, it's very much for people 4 and dead. But we jeez. But overall, I played the game for like the second time of my whole life, and I found nothing that would really go against the regulations. The game's just very cookie cutter, very polished, I is one way to put it. Not that very appealing, but overall, nothing that states political stances anywhere. The one thing I would say that they might have to worry about is that they have like a huge variety of customization options, and there's probably something hidden amongst it that would count offensive, or not really something they want to show the Chinese kids. But it's not really a big problem because all they would have to do is make a version where they just remove those things. They wouldn't really have to change the game entirely. So yeah, this Adopt Me gets a pass for going to China. Next one is Arsenal. Now this game is actually very interesting because I never realized that it's not bloody compared to like a game like Call of Duty. However, looking at the checklist, I would say that this game would qualify as violent attacks, which really anything with guns in a gunfight is pretty much like violent attacks. In the guidelines, it does say that intense fighting is not allowed, and I would say that anything that involves a firefight counts as intense fighting. Another thing that I noticed is that some of the death animations can cause you to be set on fire, and that also goes against their violent rules. There would be too much, I would say, they would have to change about this game for it to be allowed in China. I would have to argue that you would have to get rid of any real gun and just replace them with lasers. And also, while there is no blood, there is an indicator where if you get hit, it's kind of represents you being hurt, which kind of goes against their rules, but it doesn't matter. I would have to say, for Arsenal being the game that it is, I do not think it would make it to China. Next is Murder Mystery 2. Now this one's a little bit more easy, because I'm pretty sure the title by itself might just kind of give it away. But this game has a lot of, I would say, red flags. First of all, it does count under criminal behavior. If you get to be the murderer, you get to kill a lot of people, and killing people leaves dead bodies, which is another thing that they don't want you to do. So overall, I would say this game's pretty violent, and no real way to change it without just removing the game entirely. I would say Murder Mystery 2, it does not get a pass. Nope, sorry. Next, we have Jailbreak, one of the few games that I like on Roblox. However, this one, and its in entirety, is pretty much a problem. First of all, it does inspire criminal behavior, because one of the choices you get at the very beginning of the game is either being a criminal or an officer of the law. And because you are a criminal, you're going to do criminal activities, and the cops don't want you to do that, and how are you going to respond to the cops? Violently, with guns. And resisting arrest is a big no-no, so there's no way you can at all change this game to make it appeal the lovely Chinese civilization. So no, I don't know. Jailbreak does not. It does not. It does not. It does not. Here we have build a boat for treasure. Now, as the name implies, the entire game is building a boat so you can sail and find treasure. And it's pretty much simple as that. You can get creative with your boat designs like this one in this picture, or you can just put like a chair down and like see how far you can go. This game really has no problems with it. The only thing that I think to myself that might be a problem is that because you have free range creativity, I mean, there isn't really anything stopping you from, creating like a swastika, or doesn't stop you from writing out words using the tools that are given to you. But that's their problem to figure out. This game gets the A-OK. It makes it through. It gets what it needs done. Here we have the hood, and do I really need to say anything? Don't these pictures explain to you why this game might not be in China? Does this not convince you? It's a pretty violent game. I would say no. This is an obvious no. Look at these nice fellows here. I wonder if we could put them on a movie poster and then just, shrink them down so that they almost look like background characters, even though they're the main characters of the movie. But anyway, Pig is one of the other obvious ones where, due to the fact that it is a horror game and everything about it is a horror game, it's not going to really make it. But the thing that gets me is that I wonder, does this also count under like copyrighted material? Because I think it's safe to say everyone knows where the characters in this game are based off of, However, they are never really declared what their name is in the game directly. The designs are still very similar, so I wonder, would this game get in trouble first because it's a horror game, or because it's, copyrighted? But then again, it's not like China really cares about intellectual property or anything, who cares? Who cares? No one cares. Anyway, no, this game does not make it, Sorry, everyone. This is a sad moment, I know. Yes. Phantom Forces, an important staple to Roblox and its history. Too bad Chinese little boys and girls are never gonna get to experience this. This game's extremely violent. Besides, the typical pew pew, it does have the one thing that, of course, annoys anyone: the flashing red indicating that you're being hurt screen. You know that rule? They don't like that at all. This game is a well-made game, but it's too well-made. It's got good things about it that isn't wanted in a very collective society. And because of that, they collectively have to say no, no matter what. So Phantom Forces gets a no. It is not making it. Yes. Rise of Nations. A lovely Roblox game about world domination that I can't even run. I can't run this game. So I had to look up footage of the game, but it's basically what I expected. It's a game about world domination. Now this game really isn't necessarily violent, everything about it is pretty much fine. It's just, watching numbers change and territories change. And you'd think that, if it's not violent, like all the other games I've mostly been talking about, it should get the pass. However, there's a problem. Because it is a world domination game, and it does use the real world, that includes China, and they don't like certain things, and one of those things is any depictions of them being invaded. So, reality, it's very possible that you can invade China in this game, and that is a no-no. That is not allowed at all. Another thing, Taiwan and Hong Kong are recognized as independent entities, so that's a lot of there's a lot of problems to fix. I mean, it's a really well made game from what I've looked at because I can't play the game, but it's not up to code with the People's Republics of Taekwondo. Anyway, well, I think that's enough. I think it's really put into perspective that I personally believe, just by looking at mostly what I see here, that I think a lot of games would not make it to China. And, it really says a lot that the Chinese do not know how to have fun. And maybe in the future, maybe they'll learn to have just a little bit more fun, And really, that's really what to take away from this. The other thing to take away is that Chili Killer Bomb should probably write a script so that anytime he talks, it doesn't sound like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Thank you for watching. I had fun making this. Goodbye. Have a nice day.